Today on Woodturning, we're going to be turning this. Smells like cinnamon.
Tim's American Beauty was made by Robust Tools, America's premier lathe manufacturer. Robust. Built to turn wood. Enjoyed for a lifetime.
Easy Wood Tools, best-in-class carbide wood turning tools. So today's project has a bit of a backstory. My buddy Dale was getting his fence replaced, and my sister has a house that backs up upon a highway, and she has a chain link fence and not a lot of cash, so she was asking me if I knew anybody with some free fence panels that we could put up just to block the noise. Hey, turns out I do. Turns out it's also August and it's 100 degrees. So I managed to move all the fence panels from my buddy's house to her house, and then my sister was able to help me move them into her backyard. My buddy Dale apparently went to a movie when I was going to move the panels. Thanks, Dale. I don't remember that one. But anyway, hey, no good deed goes unpunished. So we're doing pretty good. We're putting the fence panels up, and we have enough to kind of turn the corner to start blocking the next door neighbor's dog, who is a pit bull who basically is probably never fed and wants to eat the next person he sees. So we thought if we block his view, it might get quieter. We're doing great until we get to this one point where there's this stump literally hanging in the fence. And there's a pit bull there, and I've got to cut the stump back so I can get it out of there. My sister reminded me I had left that there because I had taken the rest of the tree down years ago, and I went through 3 chainsaw blades when I did that. I don't know what this tree is. So I've got my little sawzall, and I went through another 3 blades and basically got these 2 little chunks off before I gave up. By that point, the dog had bent the fence so much, we were able to push the fence back and put up the piece of wood, and I still have all my fingers and mostly my face. I don't know what this wood is. That's what's so exciting about this. It smells like cinnamon when you cut it, and you can look at the bark there. I have no idea what I'm going to turn out of this, but I want to save some of the bark. If any of you can figure this out, that would be great. I'd love to know. You can put it in the comments. But yeah, today's project, it's going to be an experiment. And before we get started, I do want to thank our sponsors, Robust Lathes and Easy Wood Tools, because without their support, we would not be here. And if you're looking for a lathe, give me a call because I am an authorized Robust dealer. Or if you're looking for a neat hollowing system or some wood turning tools, you can go to woodturningwithtim.com. That's my side gig of my side gig of my side gig. But anyway, let's get turning. Children, do not try this at home. We're doing some weird stuff today. This thing ain't straight, it ain't flat, but I want this bottom to be the flat part, right? So, kind of sketchy, but I had to wedge this to get this to stick out far enough to be able to be flat enough that I could put a recess in there, a mortise. We're gonna see how this goes. We'll start off real slow. Brian's out of the way. I paid up my insurance lately, so I'm good. So since this is like a rock, I'm pretty much gonna have to use carbide, I think. So that's little wobble. See if I can get past the wobble. There we go. Okay. All I want is a recess in here, but this still is an uneven surface. So I'm just gonna come in here and test the waters. So I've got an Easy Wood, really sharp point here, and I'm just seeing how this likes being touched. Okay, so I can come out to here and make a nice recess for the chuck jaws, and I'm gonna have to get a bigger Easy Wood here in a second. I went with this really tiny point because it doesn't make much contact, so if something was gonna go south really quick, it would go fast. But you can see I've got to get a bigger tool so I can go a little deeper to get to there. Let's go with this square point and gently use it. Okay, here we go. Start up. We'll go in the middle because there's less chance of hitting wobbly wood. So God willing and the creek don't rise, I'll wind up making a mortise in here which has a dovetail edge going that way, and we'll reverse this Then we can start working with the pretty side, which is the ugly side, which is what I love the most about this. Well, it turns out my angle on this is a little steeper than I thought it was going to be, but so I'm a little deeper here than I wanted to be, but so I'm going to make a design in here. So I've left that little bump right there. See, that's pretty cool. And then you can see it's shallow here, but that's enough for the jaws and thicker there. So the last step is to come in here and put the dovetail in. I'll use my skew for that. And I'm just going to push in this way. Oh, it looks like I'm going to make my design go a little bit thinner. And then I'll pick it up right here. Look at that. Happy accidents. I heard somebody said that once. Oh, that's kind of cool. Now we got a double design. So that's really kind of cool. Nice little mystery. Got our dovetail, and we got that neat bump. Still smells like cinnamon. Okay, we're mounted on here. It looks as janky as it did the other way around. So, I don't know what we're making, but we'll call it art. How's that sound? So I just want to go ahead and start nibbling away and see what happens. I am trying to set the diameter of this. I want to leave as much of the raw wood look as I can. So we'll stop occasionally. Okay, so I'm this far out. I want to leave this untouched. So at most I'll come out about here. Maybe if that's looking cool, I'll leave it. But like I said, we're making art here. I'm going to switch to a bowl gouge though, because the bark is a little softer. And so this will slice through it a little bit better. Yeah, another 30 minutes, I'll be done. Okay, so Brian and I have been talking about the aesthetics here. It'd been great if this had been over a little bit that way, but I never can hit the center of anything. I wanted to save this feature, but we're so far from here, this just looks like, eh. So we're gonna make it wider, try to come within about 1/8 of an inch right here. I have to go deeper to get rid of that hole. We'll lose a little bit of that, but that will give this more purpose. And we'll still have some of the great look. So anyway, let's get back into it. I'm using a carbide easy wood with a relief grind on it. So I'm just trying to make smooth little cuts. And it leaves a nice little finish, but you can just kind of sneak up with this when you don't move a lot of wood fast. So I'll keep worrying away at this, and I'm going to widen it, and then we'll see how it looks. Okay, I think we've got the diameter figured out. Take this away. So we lost our look there. I found a piece of bark. I might glue it back on. But this looks a lot nicer this way. Still preserved all this. That's going to be cool. I just got to scoop a little bit deeper, and that'll be really neat. Then we're going to debate about what finish to put on it. Always something. Yeah. Holy cow. I don't even know what that is. It's probably deadly, but I'll do the Buddhist thing and try to get him out of here. Come on, bud. Are you a tick? I'm sorry, I keep moving that, don't I, Brian? That's bad. I gotta hold it still. I don't know what that is. It came out of the wood. If I can put it back in the wood and then give it to my sister, that'll be really cool. Maybe I should save that. Oh well. Okay, bud, I'll get you out of there and then we'll get back to turning. Okay, so we sanded the bottom and I left in some of the cuts and things. Brian and I talked about it. We left in my unsuccessful cuts here because it still gives it a nice rugged look, and I think that is just pretty awesome looking. Now it comes to the finish. We were discussing that and did a test off to the side with another offcut I had. We tried Danish oil and we're trying polyurethane, and actually the Danish oil came out darker and the polyurethane came out more of a golden honey color. But when we tried it on the bark, it made the bark almost look like it's burned, so we don't like that look. So I'm going to very carefully try to just brush in on the inside here some poly, and I know I'll screw up something and get a drip somewhere, but oh, that is pretty. And so we're going to go with a minimal look here. And I'm going to be very careful as I can just to do the inside part. And I think this will look good. It's going to take me a minute or two to get down there, but once we get it done, then we're going to make a decision whether we want to do the ends. I know I want to do the bottom, but we'll work on the middle for right now and see how it turns out. So we got the full coat on here and it looks awesome. And I've got to rub this off because it's going to be too thick. You know, that's why it's hand rub poly. And I used a brush. I had to be more accurate. We decided to leave the bottom the way it is and the sides because we want to draw your eye to the center part where man had something to do with this. Let's see, rub this a little bit. So this would probably take a couple of coats, and it's a nice Danish oil. I might put a little wax on top of it, but oh, doesn't that look good? Oh man. So that is our, it smells like cinnamon piece of artwork bowl there. It's kind of neat. You never know what you're going to run into when you're out and about, so take advantage of anything you run across and that you find. Until the next time on Wood Turning, keep turning.
Tim's American Beauty was made by Robust Tools, America's premier lathe manufacturer. Robust. Built to turn wood. Enjoyed for a lifetime.
Easy Wood Tools, best in class carbide wood turning tools.